Hello, my name is Alex, and today, I invite you to join me on an extraordinary journey into the life and mind of Albert Einstein. Imagine yourself sitting in a quiet room, surrounded by the kind of wonder and curiosity that drives humanity to question the universe. That's the world of Albert Einstein, a man who revolutionized our understanding of reality, yet whose life was marked by struggles, passions, and triumphs far beyond science. This isn't just a story of scientific breakthroughs. It's a tale of resilience, creativity, and the courage to think differently. It's about how a quiet boy from a small German town grew into one of the most celebrated minds in history, and how his journey can inspire us all to embrace our own curiosity and never stop reaching for greatness. So grab a cup of coffee, find a comfortable spot, and let me take you on an inspiring 2-hour story filled with discovery, determination, and the transformative power of never giving up. Einstein's story begins on March 14, 1879, in the quaint German town of Ulm, nestled along the banks of the Danube River. His parents, Hermann and Pauline Einstein, lived modestly. Hermann was a businessman whose ventures in electrical parts were ambitious but often fraught with challenges. Pauline, a homemaker, nurtured a deep love for music, filling their home with the gentle strains of classical melodies. When Albert was born, his unusually large head drew playful comments from family members. They joked about his appearance, oblivious to the fact that this boy, so ordinary by all outward measures, would one day become a symbol of human brilliance and determination. Albert's early years were marked by an intensity that was easy to misinterpret. He didn't speak until he was nearly 3 years old, a delay that understandably caused concern for his parents. At the time, they feared that something might be wrong with him. Yet, this silence wasn't due to any deficiency or developmental issue. Rather, it reflected a deeply contemplative nature. Even as a toddler, Albert seemed to approach the world differently. While other children babbled and played, Albert was quietly observing and processing the complexities of his surroundings. His silence was a manifestation of a mind already working to make sense of what others took for granted. When he finally began to speak, Albert did so in a way that surprised everyone around him. Instead of the fragmented chatter typical of most young children, his first words were full sentences, articulate and precise. This sudden leap in communication hinted at a remarkable intellect that had been forming quietly beneath the surface. His parents soon realized that his quietness wasn't a lack of ability, but an early sign of the extraordinary depth of thought that would later define his life and work. At the age of 5, Albert received a seemingly ordinary gift from his father, a small, simple compass. For many children, such a gift might spark a moment of curiosity before being set aside, but for Albert, it became a gateway to a lifetime of wonder. As he turned the compass in his hands, his young mind marveled at the unwavering behavior of its needle. No matter how he rotated it, the needle always pointed north. To Albert, this was not just a toy but a puzzle, a tangible glimpse into the unseen forces governing the natural world. This simple moment marked the beginning of an insatiable fascination with the invisible mechanisms underlying everyday life. Albert began to ask questions that others rarely considered. What made the needle move? Why did it always behave the same way? What unseen power guided it so consistently? These questions ignited a fire in him, a desire to uncover the hidden truths of the universe. It was as if the compass had whispered to him, "There is more to this world than meets the eye." Years later, Einstein would look back on this event as a defining moment in his intellectual development. He often spoke of how the compass had opened his mind to the profound interconnectedness of natural phenomena. It taught him that even the smallest objects could hold the keys to understanding grander forces. In that moment, Albert's curiosity shifted from mere observation to an active quest for understanding. The compass didn't just guide his sense of direction, it set him on a path of exploration that would ultimately reshape humanity's understanding of reality. This transformative experience illustrates a central theme of Albert Einstein's life: the ability to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Where others might dismiss an object as mundane, Albert saw a universe waiting to be understood. The compass was not just a childhood curiosity, but the spark that led him to question the forces of space, time, and gravity, questions that would eventually culminate in the groundbreaking theories that defined his legacy. Life in Ulm was far from idyllic. Hermann's business ventures often struggled, and the family moved frequently in search of better opportunities. Despite these challenges, Pauline ensured that their home remained a haven of intellectual and artistic growth. She introduced Albert to music, urging him to learn the violin. Initially reluctant, Albert eventually found solace in the instrument, often losing himself in its harmonious vibrations. Music became a lifelong companion, offering him clarity and comfort during moments of both joy and adversity. Though his early years might have seemed ordinary at first glance, they were filled with quiet moments of discovery and nurturing support that would shape the mind of a future genius. Albert's introspective nature, coupled with the encouragement he received from his parents, created a fertile ground for his curiosity to flourish. His mother's love for music and insistence on him learning the violin brought a sense of discipline and emotional depth to his early life, while his father's thoughtful gift of a compass sparked his fascination with unseen forces. These formative experiences were not just incidental, they were instrumental in laying the foundation for a mind capable of questioning and challenging the fundamental principles of the universe. Albert was not a prodigy in the conventional sense, but he possessed an innate drive to understand the world on a deeper level. Each small moment of wonder or encouragement acted as a stepping stone, guiding him toward ideas that would eventually redefine humanity's understanding of reality. The young boy from Ulm was already walking a path that few could have imagined, one that would lead him to uncover truths about the universe that had eluded even the brightest minds of his time. Albert didn't speak until he was almost 3 years old. For any parent, such silence would bring worry. His family feared something might be wrong, yet his quiet demeanor was not due to slowness or inability. Instead, Albert's silence stemmed from an almost otherworldly focus. Even as a young child, he was already deeply engaged with the world around him, observing, pondering, and questioning everything he encountered. His gaze often lingered on objects others overlooked, as if he were trying to unravel their secrets. Then came a transformative moment. At the age of 5, his father handed him a seemingly simple gift, a small compass. To most children, a compass might serve as a fleeting curiosity, but to Albert, it was nothing short of magical. The tiny needle that unwaveringly pointed north stirred a question in him that would shape the rest of his life. How could something unseen exert such control? This wasn't just a child's fleeting intrigue. It was the ignition of a profound obsession with the invisible forces that govern our universe. Young Albert would spend countless hours with that compass, entranced by its unwavering needle. He would tilt and turn it, trying to decipher the unseen force guiding it so faithfully. To him, it was more than a mere tool. It was an enigma, a glimpse into a hidden world governed by laws beyond human perception. It was as though the compass had whispered to him, "There are mysteries waiting to be uncovered." This small, seemingly ordinary device sparked within Albert an insatiable curiosity that would shape his future. For years to come, Albert would reflect on this pivotal experience, often describing it as the moment when he first became aware of the profound interconnectedness of natural phenomena. The compass ignited a profound realization that invisible forces, though imperceptible to the naked eye, governed the workings of the universe. This realization would form the cornerstone of his lifelong quest to understand these forces and their relationship to the physical world. In the stillness of his childhood, while others might have dismissed the compass as a mere plaything, Albert saw in it the vast potential for discovery. This moment marked the beginning of his transformation from a curious child into a thinker, whose ideas would one day challenge and expand humanity's understanding of the cosmos. This small event highlights a larger truth about Albert Einstein's life. It was his ability to see wonder in the ordinary that set him apart. Where others saw a tool, he saw a universe waiting to be understood. This moment of fascination with the compass set young Albert on a path of insatiable curiosity. It was the spark that led to questions about space, time, and the unseen forces that would eventually culminate in his groundbreaking scientific theories. The compass wasn't just a toy, it was a key that unlocked an endless journey of exploration and discovery for Albert. While other children were engrossed in games and laughter, enjoying the carefree days of youth, Albert's mind was different. He wasn't content with the surface of things. He wanted to dive deeper, to understand the unseen mechanisms that governed the world around him. The sight of the compass needle, pointing north no matter how he turned it, was more than just fascinating. It was a mystery that seemed to call out to him, inviting him to unravel its secrets. In the quiet of his childhood, Albert would often sit alone with the compass, lost in thought. He didn't see it as a mere object, but as a portal to something greater. How could an invisible force, one he couldn't touch or see, exert such precise control over the needle? These questions were not fleeting curiosities for Albert. They stayed with him, embedding themselves into his thoughts and forming the foundation of his lifelong quest to understand the invisible forces of nature. Albert's ability to see wonder in the ordinary was what set him apart. Where others saw a simple instrument, he saw a universe waiting to be explored. This small compass planted the seeds of a boundless curiosity, one that would grow to encompass questions about light, time, space, and the very fabric of reality itself. It wasn't just a tool that pointed north. It was a guide that set him on a path toward ideas and discoveries that would change the way humanity understood the cosmos. For young Albert, the compass was a symbol of the infinite possibilities that lay hidden in the world, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to ask why. School wasn't kind to Einstein, and the structured authoritarian style of education in Germany only amplified his struggles. Teachers, rather than nurturing his inquisitive nature, often found his endless questioning frustrating. They accused him of being disruptive, too curious for his own good. One teacher, in a particularly cruel remark, declared, "You'll never amount to anything." Imagine the sting of those words. A young boy, already wrestling with an insatiable desire to understand the world, being told he was destined for failure. Yet Albert refused to let these negative experiences extinguish his spark. While his teachers saw him as a troublemaker, he saw himself as a seeker of truth. His love for mathematics, which he described as the language of the universe, became his refuge. He found joy in solving problems and exploring the beauty of logic and patterns. His uncle Jacob, recognizing Albert's potential, played a crucial role in keeping his passion alive. Jacob introduced math to him as if it were a game, likening problems to treasure hunts with solutions as hidden rewards. This approach transformed math from a subject into an adventure for Albert. Music also became a sanctuary. Pauline, his mother, encouraged him to learn the violin, and though he initially resisted, the instrument eventually became a source of solace. The melodies he created helped him clear his mind and find focus during turbulent times. Through the violin, Albert discovered a way to balance the chaos of school with the calm he needed to nurture his creativity and ideas. Despite his struggles, Albert never allowed obstacles to dampen his thirst for knowledge. From an early age, he displayed an unshakable determination to learn, even when the environment around him seemed to stifle his potential. School was often an uphill battle for him. His teachers failed to understand his inquisitive mind, labeling his curiosity as disruptive. Yet, Albert's love for discovery remained his guiding light. This determination to explore and understand the world around him became the foundation of his later successes. He found refuge in self-study, immersing himself in books that opened doors to new ideas and perspectives. When traditional educational paths seemed closed, Albert carved his own, proving that the drive to learn does not depend on external validation. In the face of repeated rejection and criticism, Albert's curiosity acted as both shield and compass, carrying him forward through challenging times. He was often dismissed for being unconventional, but these very traits, his unyielding curiosity and ability to think differently, became the hallmarks of his greatness. Albert's story is a powerful reminder that it is often the characteristics others overlook or even scorn that define true success. He found solace in mathematics, a subject he revered as the language of the universe, where patterns and logic converge to reveal profound truths. His uncle Jacob played an instrumental role in fostering this love for math. Unlike traditional teaching methods, Jacob introduced mathematics as a thrilling adventure. He likened equations and problems to clues in an elaborate treasure hunt, where each solution was a key to uncovering deeper mysteries. This playful, imaginative approach ignited Albert's enthusiasm, transforming math into not just a subject but a lifelong passion. Meanwhile, music offered Albert a sanctuary from the chaos of the outside world. His mother, Pauline, recognized his sensitive and introspective nature, encouraging him to take up the violin. Initially reluctant, young Albert gradually discovered the violin's power to calm his restless mind. As he mastered the instrument, it became an integral part of his routine, offering him both relaxation and inspiration. Often, he would immerse himself in music to clear his thoughts, finding connections between its harmonious structures and the logical beauty of mathematics. Together, math and music formed the dual pillars of his intellectual and emotional world, shaping him into the multifaceted thinker he would later become. Let me ask you this. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered what it would feel like to ride a beam of light? That seemingly simple yet profound question planted itself firmly in the mind of young Albert Einstein. It wasn't just a fleeting thought. It became an obsession that would drive his intellectual pursuits for decades. For Albert, the concept of riding a beam of light represented far more than a playful daydream. It was a doorway to unraveling the deepest mysteries of existence. At an age when other children were immersed in games and childhood mischief, Albert's mind was consumed by ideas that bordered on the fantastical. He would sit for hours, visualizing himself perched atop a beam of light, racing through the cosmos. What would time feel like? Would it slow down, speed up, or stop altogether? These questions were far beyond the grasp of most people, let alone a young boy, but Albert was undeterred. His imagination became his laboratory, a place where the impossible could be questioned and explored without limits. This singular question, what would it feel like to ride a beam of light, set the stage for his lifelong inquiry into the nature of light, time, and space. It was the kernel of thought that would eventually blossom into his revolutionary theory of relativity. What's most remarkable is that Albert's curiosity wasn't fueled by external validation or immediate answers. He didn't need a teacher's encouragement or a parent's approval. His drive came from within, an unyielding desire to understand the universe on its own terms. Through this fixation, Albert demonstrated a key trait that would define his genius: the ability to let his imagination roam freely while grounding his inquiries in logic and reason. This balance of creativity and discipline would become a hallmark of his work. His question about the beam of light wasn't just an idle fantasy. It was a catalyst for his groundbreaking exploration of the interplay between energy, matter, and the very fabric of the universe. So let me ask you again, have you ever wondered what it would feel like to ride a beam of light? For Albert Einstein, this was not a mere flight of fancy, but a question that fueled his lifelong pursuit of knowledge. Imagine being a child and picturing yourself zooming through the universe at the speed of light. What would the world look like? Would time change? Would the stars blur into streaks, or would the universe appear frozen in place? These questions captured Albert's imagination, driving him to probe the nature of light, time, and space in ways no one else had dared to attempt. For Albert, this thought experiment wasn't a distraction but a gateway into understanding the profound workings of the universe. It symbolized his unique ability to transform abstract ideas into tangible scientific exploration. The beam of light became more than an image in his mind. It became the foundation for his groundbreaking work on relativity, challenging the conventional notions of time and space. This single question encapsulated his genius, a blend of imagination, curiosity, and the courage to ask what others would dismiss as impossible. By the time he was a teenager, Albert Einstein's rebellious spirit was unmistakable. He had grown increasingly disillusioned with the rigid and authoritarian structure of German schooling, where conformity was prized over curiosity and creativity. Teachers frequently criticized his unconventional methods of learning, dismissing his endless questions as disruptive and unnecessary. One particularly harsh teacher even told him, "You're wasting your time. You will never achieve anything in life." Imagine hearing such cutting words as a young person, especially when you possess an insatiable hunger for knowledge. Albert's frustration reached a breaking point. The memorization-heavy approach of his school system clashed with his need to explore ideas freely and deeply. Feeling trapped and uninspired, he made a bold decision: to leave school altogether. It was an unconventional and risky move for a teenager, especially in a society that valued formal education as the cornerstone of success. But for Albert, the freedom to chart his own path was worth the gamble. Outside the confines of school, he thrived. With boundless determination, Albert began to devour books on a wide array of subjects, from philosophy and mathematics to physics and literature. He was particularly drawn to the works of great thinkers like Immanuel Kant and Baruch Spinoza, whose philosophical writings resonated deeply with him. These texts challenged him to think critically about the universe and humanity's place within it, sparking ideas that would later form the foundation of his groundbreaking theories. His self-guided education was rigorous and relentless. Albert immersed himself in mathematics, a subject he described as beautiful and logical, finding joy in solving problems that others found daunting. Physics, too, became a central focus of his intellectual journey, as he delved into the mysteries of light, time, and space. With no formal classroom to limit his curiosity, Albert's learning knew no boundaries. He didn't simply absorb information, he questioned it, tested it, and sought to understand its deeper implications. This period of self-education was transformative. It not only deepened his knowledge but also solidified his belief that learning should be driven by passion and inquiry, not by obligation or rote memorization. Albert's decision to break away from traditional schooling was a testament to his courage and his unwavering belief in the power of independent thought. Far from being a failure, as his teachers had predicted, he was laying the groundwork for a future that would change the world. Fast forward a few years, and Einstein found himself in what might seem like an unlikely setting for a future scientific revolutionary, the Swiss Patent Office. At the time, he was a 22-year-old man who had struggled to find a university position. Despite graduating from the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich, his unconventional thinking and rebellious attitude didn't endear him to his professors, leaving him without strong recommendations. As a result, Einstein was unable to secure a job in academia, a bitter blow for someone so passionate about science. Instead, he took up a position as a technical clerk, evaluating patent applications for new inventions. To the casual observer, this might have seemed like a mundane, uninspiring job. But for Einstein, it was the perfect environment to cultivate his ideas. He referred to his workplace as his thinking lab, a space where he could ponder the mysteries of the universe while analyzing the mechanics behind various inventions. The patent office, with its steady but unhurried pace, provided him with both the financial stability he needed and the mental freedom to pursue his intellectual passions. It was here, amid stacks of patent applications and technical drawings, that Albert Einstein began to lay the groundwork for ideas that would forever change the course of science. The environment, though unassuming, was ideal for his methodical and imaginative mind. The steady rhythm of evaluating inventions allowed him moments of mental clarity to ponder deeper scientific questions. During quiet lulls, Einstein would turn to the margins of his work documents, where he scribbled calculations and conceptual sketches. These small notes were not idle doodles, but the first steps in envisioning how the fundamental laws of physics might operate on a universal scale. This dual life, meticulously reviewing patent applications by day and diving into theoretical physics by night, required extraordinary discipline. It demonstrated Einstein's unwavering drive to pursue his passion, even in the face of limited resources and recognition. His time at the patent office became an unlikely incubator for revolutionary ideas, offering him a blend of structure and freedom that fueled his intellectual creativity. These years, often overshadowed by his later fame, were pivotal in shaping the thinker who would go on to redefine humanity's understanding of space, time, and energy. In 1905, a year that would later be known as his Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year, Einstein published 4 transformative papers that reshaped modern science. These works addressed the photoelectric effect, Brownian motion, special relativity, and the equivalence of energy and mass encapsulated in the now famous equation, E = mc². What's astonishing is that he accomplished all of this while working full-time at the patent office. Einstein's time as a clerk is a powerful reminder that brilliance can emerge in the most unexpected places. Working at the Swiss Patent Office may not have seemed like a prestigious role for someone destined to revolutionize science, but it provided Einstein with a unique opportunity to hone his thinking. As he reviewed patent applications, he learned to analyze complex ideas critically and to think creatively about practical problems. These skills became essential tools that he later applied to some of the most abstract and profound questions in physics. Far from being a mere job to pay the bills, this period in Einstein's life acted as a crucible for his intellectual development. The structured, yet not overly demanding environment allowed him to balance his professional responsibilities with his private intellectual pursuits. During his time at the patent office, he wasn't surrounded by other academics or prestigious laboratories, but this isolation from traditional academic circles may have been a hidden advantage. It freed him from the constraints of conventional thinking, allowing his creativity to flourish and his ideas to evolve unimpeded. This chapter of Einstein's life shows us that greatness is not always born in extraordinary circumstances. Sometimes, it is the combination of ordinary settings and an extraordinary mind that leads to transformative breakthroughs. His journey as a patent clerk underscores the value of persistence, curiosity, and the ability to see potential where others might see limitations. This period was not a setback, but a vital stepping stone that helped shape the thinker who would go on to change the world. In 1905, at the remarkably young age of just 26, Albert Einstein unleashed a torrent of revolutionary ideas that would forever alter the landscape of science. Dubbed his Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year, this period saw the publication of 4 groundbreaking papers, each a milestone in its own right. What made these achievements even more astonishing was the context. Einstein was a relatively unknown patent clerk working far outside the ivory towers of academia. Yet, with sheer intellect and relentless curiosity, he managed to shake the very foundations of physics. Let's delve into the remarkable insights that emerged during this extraordinary year. 1. The photoelectric effect. This explained how light acts like particles, earning Einstein a Nobel Prize later. 2. Brownian motion. Proof of atoms, yes. Tiny particles that make up everything. 3. Special relativity. Time and space? They're not fixed. Mind-blowing, right? 4. E equals mc squared. Energy and mass are two sides of the same coin. With success came fame, but fame brought its own set of trials. As a Jewish scientist, Einstein faced relentless prejudice and criticism in a world increasingly dominated by anti-Semitic ideologies. His groundbreaking theories often became targets for detractors who sought to discredit him, not on scientific grounds but because of his heritage and outspoken nature. These challenges only intensified with the rise of Nazi Germany in the early 1930s. The political climate in Germany grew increasingly hostile, as the Nazi regime promoted its warped vision of science, dismissing Einstein's work as Jewish physics. His books were burned in public displays, his theories denounced, and his safety was gravely threatened. Faced with such persecution, Einstein made the heart-wrenching decision to leave his homeland in 1933. He fled to the United States, a country that offered refuge and an opportunity to continue his work. But the departure was not without pain. He left behind not just a nation but the cultural and intellectual circles that had shaped much of his early career. Settling in Princeton, New Jersey, Einstein joined the Institute for Advanced Study, where he found a supportive environment to continue his research. Yet, even in exile, he felt the weight of the world's suffering. Deeply affected by the plight of refugees and the horrors of war, Einstein became an outspoken advocate for peace and human rights. He used his newfound platform to speak against tyranny and to support the oppressed, often reminding the world that scientific progress must be paired with moral responsibility. Einstein's journey from Germany to the United States underscores not just the resilience of his character, but also the universal importance of standing against prejudice and oppression. Despite the immense personal sacrifices, he remained steadfast in his commitment to both science and humanity, proving that true greatness is as much about integrity as it is about intellect. Despite personal struggles, including a turbulent marriage and a difficult divorce, Albert Einstein never wavered in his dedication to advocating for peace and justice. His personal life was marked by moments of emotional turmoil, but these challenges seemed only to deepen his empathy for others. Einstein's advocacy extended beyond the realm of science. He used his fame and intellect as a platform to speak out against war, violence, and social injustices. His efforts to fight for refugees and displaced individuals were particularly notable. As someone who had experienced exile firsthand, Einstein understood the fear and uncertainty that came with being uprooted. He worked tirelessly to support those fleeing persecution, leveraging his influence to secure visas and provide assistance to those in need. His letters, speeches, and public appearances often carried a heartfelt plea for compassion and unity. Einstein's outspoken nature also made him a vocal critic of militarism and the arms race. He warned against the dangers of unchecked technological advancements used for destructive purposes, famously lamenting his indirect connection to the development of the atomic bomb. His regret over the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki was profound, and he spent his later years advocating for nuclear disarmament. Think about that for a moment. A man who could have rested on his laurels and enjoyed the comfort of his achievements instead chose a path of relentless activism. Einstein's commitment to humanity was as unwavering as his quest for scientific understanding, proving that true greatness lies not only in intellectual brilliance but also in moral courage. What can we truly take away from the extraordinary life of Albert Einstein? First and foremost, it is his relationship with failure that stands as a beacon of inspiration. Einstein's journey was punctuated by numerous setbacks and rejections, whether it was struggling to secure a teaching position, being ridiculed by his peers, or facing intense criticism for his unconventional ideas. Yet, these obstacles never defined him. Instead, they became stepping stones, propelling him toward groundbreaking discoveries. His resilience reminds us that failure is not the end, it is a vital part of the journey to success. Second, Einstein's life was a testament to the power of curiosity. His insatiable hunger to understand the world around him was the driving force behind his genius. From his childhood fascination with a compass to his relentless pursuit of answers to profound questions about light, time, and space, Einstein exemplified the idea that curiosity is the engine of discovery. He encouraged others to embrace their questions, no matter how absurd they might seem, and to approach learning with an open, inquisitive mind. Lastly, Einstein's humility serves as a lesson for all. Despite his immense fame and revolutionary contributions to science, he remained deeply grounded. He was known for his modest lifestyle, preferring simple clothes and the company of close friends to grand displays of wealth or status. For Einstein, true greatness lay not in accolades but in the value one brings to the world. This humility allowed him to connect with people from all walks of life and to use his influence for the greater good, advocating for peace, justice, and the betterment of humanity. In essence, Einstein's life teaches us three profound truths. Failure is merely a stepping stone, curiosity fuels progress, and humility amplifies greatness. By embracing these principles, we can not only aspire to achieve success, but also to lead lives of purpose and value. Einstein's story transcends equations and theories. It embodies the essence of perseverance, passion, and unwavering authenticity. His life challenges us to think about the world not just as it is, but as it could be if we dared to question, to wonder, and to strive for something greater. From a quiet boy in Ulm captivated by the mysterious pull of a compass needle to a revolutionary thinker reshaping our understanding of the universe, Einstein's journey is a testament to the transformative power of curiosity and resilience. What if we all embraced our innate curiosity with the same vigor as Einstein? Imagine a world where every challenge is met with determination, every failure seen as a step toward success, and every question pursued with relentless enthusiasm. His story encourages us to recognize that true greatness lies not in accolades or recognition, but in the courage to explore the unknown and remain steadfast in the face of adversity. Let Einstein's life be a call to action, to nurture our passions, value learning for its own sake, and contribute meaningfully to the world around us. In doing so, we honor not just his legacy, but also the boundless potential within ourselves. So, my friends, as you reflect on Albert Einstein's incredible journey, let his life remind you that greatness is not defined by perfection, but by the courage to think differently and challenge the impossible. Einstein's story is a testament to the power of persistence, curiosity, and staying true to oneself even when faced with adversity. Whether it was his fascination with a simple compass as a child or his groundbreaking theories as an adult, Einstein's relentless pursuit of knowledge and truth left an indelible mark on the world. Now, imagine what could happen if you embraced your own curiosity with the same passion. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and every challenge presents an opportunity to grow. Like Einstein, you might face setbacks or criticism, but remember that those are merely steps along the path to success. Dare to ask questions, to think boldly, and to push the boundaries of what you believe is possible. Who knows? Maybe, like Albert Einstein, you'll inspire others and leave your own legacy that changes the world. Thank you for being a part of this journey through the life of a man who taught us that the universe is not just a place of equations and facts, but also one of wonder and endless possibilities. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep questioning, and never stop exploring. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story inspired you, don't forget to share it with someone who needs a little encouragement today. Until next time, this is Alex, signing off.